our Twitter, we will hunt you, all of you in our conversation, so you can appear and Twitter quiz that we do. So yes, that's pretty much what I had to say, and I need you. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. We were just we have a kind of first public event on the 17th.
Okay. Good afternoon to everybody. Everybody can hear me?
Ciao Dario, I'm Vanni. I can hear you.
Oh, Vanni, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very surprised about this web meeting. It's very, very interesting.
Yes, I hope that it's your idea, your opinion at the end of this meeting.
Okay, I will try. I will try.
Perfect.
Good job, Dario. Good job.
Thank you, Vanni. Thank you. It's possible to start? It's okay for everybody? Okay, now we start. Okay. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm Dario Favaretto. I'm a logistic consultant of CFLI, Consorzio Formazione Logistica Intermodale of Venice. Today, I introduce you to the training program, number 1, of speaking about innovation in supply transport activities, and it's a part of the Interreg program, Italy-Croatia. Now, I give you a general outlook and the needs about. With revenues higher than 80 billion euros, increasing volumes and employed, Italian's contract logistics sector in 2018 has seen an increase if compared to 2017, in a scenario where it's growing since 2013. You know that is a dynamic sector that looks at innovation such as Industry 4.0, the adoption of logistics softwares, the implementation of innovative services, the use of digital platforms to match demand and supply, and the growing adoption of hardware tools. Nowadays, one of the areas affecting firms' competitiveness where contract logistics is widely used, refers to transport activities and their sourcing processes. Preceding the actual purchase of goods and services, sourcing facilitates the full life cycle of procurement by analyzing how a company spends its money on those assets. This includes identifying and selecting opportunities to reduce expenses using knowledge of the external markets and about a company needs, negotiating, managing, and monitoring contracts for goods or services. Specifically, sourcing includes tools that facilitate internal, the buyer, and external, the supplier, communication, and the contracting process. All businesses need supplies and generally are spent 50% and sometimes as much as 70% of their budget for them. Starting from this short introduction, it becomes clear that in an even more competitive environment for firms, it is necessary to properly define, manage and control transport activities and their related strategic sourcing processes. This can be carried out rethinking business processes, particularly those referring to purchase, logistics, services, which can be better carried out, whether supported by the use of specific innovative platforms. In this sense, when speaking about changing business processes and using innovative platforms, the focus goes to e-sourcing. E-sourcing is basically performing most, if not all, of this process electronically, consolidating proposals, quotes, and bids from various suppliers in one central information hub for ease of comparison. In its most basic definition, e-sourcing is locating those goods or services and, once set up with supplier, being able to purchase them with pre-negotiated terms and conditions using electronic tools. This is extremely helpful in minimizing non-compliant expenses and realizing budget savings. About educational aims, I told you about the transport and logistics services market is strongly dynamic and competitive, one where there is an even increasing number of Italian and foreign operators. Even at first sight, the specific offers characteristics may look similar. Approaching the sector with an higher attention, it is possible to see that there are a lot of peculiarities, making one operator different from another. For example, performance service, served markets, fleet, equipment, industrial sector served, etc., and contributing at significantly differentiating the offer. This complexity generates the need for those who have to deal with the transport services purchase to have a clear view of the supply market and about the availability of innovative tools. For example, the outsourcing platforms, in this case, that can be used when selecting a supplier able to provide that or those services that best meet firms' needs. The training program aims at providing interpretation and concrete tools useful to design the transport purchase process through innovative e-sourcing solutions and to improve its execution. The participants will learn which the purchase process drivers are. They will be able to carry out market research, matching their needs and to analyze the following results. They will learn about the main innovative e-sourcing tools whose use will enable them at building a tender for supplier selection. The program addresses to all those professionals in the field of purchases, supply chain, and logistics that are interested in studying the issue of purchasing transport services as means purchasing managers, supply managers, logistics managers, indirect material buyers, service buyers seniors, and junior logistics services buyer, and more. The learning methodologies in this training program is the lectures, role play, and the simulations. The final evaluation at the end of the training program participant knowledge will be evaluated using a multiple choice test prepared by the teachers based on the topics during the lectures. Now, I show you the program structure. The program structure is divided in 4 modules. The first one have the purchase of transport services. The second one have the market mapping and scouting process. The third have the supplier's choice and tender design. The fourth have a tender implementation on web-based methods and tools. All the module have the duration of 8 hours each one. You see that in the about skills and contents, you see that in the first module we can find the knowledge of purchase process phases, the logistics services market strategic approach, the normative, the legal and contractual references, and the needs identification. On the other side, the contents have the transport service industrial cost structure, purchasing process stages, market strategic approach, normative, legal and agreement basics, qualitative requirements, practical constraints, and needs identification and description, classification of services by Krellich matrix. The second module have in skills the knowledge about the transport services supply market, the suppliers classification and management, the definition of suppliers selection criteria, and providers market research. The concepts on the second module is the market mapping, the supplier register management criteria and segmentation, the market research implementation and the identification of new potential suppliers, suppliers general and specific characteristic definition, providers pre-qualification questionnaire creation. In the third module, the skills are supplier market research analysis capacity, identification of suppliers complying firms' needs, and be able to design a tender after. The contents are the analysis of scouting, pre-qualification of providers, the phase results, selection of suppliers meeting the defined condition, and after the tender strategic design. In the fourth module, the last, we have the skills that be able to carry out a supplier selection tender, the knowledge about the main web-based tools used in tender execution. The contents are how to carry out a tender, tendering innovative instruments, and the online tender. That's all of the program structure that we have for the training program number 1. And I remember you that speaking about innovation in supply and transport activities. Now, if we have any question about the program, about the general outlook and needs, I'm here for answer to you, to everybody.
Thanks, Dario. Very interesting, this program. My name is Sartorato Vanni, for all people are here with us. And just an information, which is the language we will use on that meeting, that when we have to talk together.
In the platform, you mean, or in the training program?
In the training program and also in the platform. It's always in English, or
in
it depends where we are located?
We have the possibility to make this in 2 languages.
And who decide?
Well, decided the participation. I know that if the person that participate at the training program is people from different countries, I know that we choose to make this in English.
Okay. It's very important because I suppose that it's a very technical meeting, and we need to know very well English language and a lot of technical words to use.
Your point of view, Movani. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Anybody have other question about a training program or specific of training program? Okay. All the slide and all the program you can find all in the website of the CFLI and inside the Interreg Transpogood program. Now, after you can read, okay, in a second moment, and after, if you need, you can ask to the CFLI or to the person of CFLI information about all the training program number 1. You know that the next week we have another training program, the number 2, on Thursday, okay, and we have to speak about eco-logistics, okay, and intermodal transport and sustainability, okay, and this is the next step for show you and to inform you about a new training program. About the training program of today, nobody. Okay. If we don't have any question at the moment, but you have a question after, you can make it. And at now we ended this presentation, and I send you my hello to everybody. Okay. See you after at the next training program. Thanks.
Thanks to you, Dario.
Ciao, Vanni.
Ciao, ciao. See you soon.
Okay, thanks.